Starting on base. Has the spawn with the lightning gun in his hand and is not picking up the mega yet. And I like that because he knows that the item is still in his pocket and he can fall back onto it. But maxter did so much damage, and I think that base definitely did not plan for this amount of damage. And this light is gone, and now the only two lights that are available for base are the one in the acid pit and the one at rail. And yeah, that's not a place where he would go. Let's say it this way. Maxter base fight over at the LG, the mega area, and the turret is the deciding factor. I think that was that amount of damage that base had more, and of course the huge delay on the mega base. Yeah, confused Maxter, I think, with that. Oh, the rocket! And Maxter with the close-up rain! Ow! How did he not get punished for that? Now that rocket jump looks like I would have executed it. And now base and maxter are facing a fight for the mega health. A huge rocket! Both are similar stack, and they trade, and I think both are kind of not happy with that. Lightning gun in base's hands. Good rocket. And if one of those hit before the mega, maxter gets away with murder again. Another nice shot. And base is just getting punished for being on the low ground. Oh! And the lift made it actually go through the portal, but base in the end has more overview about that situation, gets the frag, and that was insanely messy, but base just kept cool and hit his rockets. One frag lead. Timmy is being a nuisance, but lightning gun is enough. If the rail doesn't hit, you get punished for days on out. And yeah, don't peek again. Okay, he does. Oh, and I love that from maxter. The shoulder peek with the lightning gun. Get a little bit of damage off. Bait the shot means that base is not gonna take any damage. And this also means that base will eat a lot of damage. And look at this. From the outskirts of the map, back to the outskirts of the map. Base gets pushed through that door with high speed. And if he goes through the TP, the totems will probably finish him off already. And now it's maxter having all the totems, all the stack, and the delay on the mega health. But I think base heard the timing, despite the rocket fired. So far, it seems very well controlled what Max is doing here. And you see, he definitely had an idea why he picked Galena. And look at the totem damage, 100. But all of three of them are gone too. I mean, it's not really cool for base that he did it with the face, because that resulted in him dying there. But at least Maxter is not having 150 HP on backup in addition to the mega now. And I think it's okay-ish to give up a frag for that. So, good position for base now. And I think the arsenal for him should be well enough to defend that spot. Gets the mega. Maxter at least doesn't want to be around there. 4 seconds. Heavy is about to spawn, and I think Maxter just... yeah, is gonna give it a up, and oh, he can't even get rid of the turret. That means that he can't go through the teleporter the next time. And base knows that his opponent is weak after getting hit by such a shot, and smells blood, chases him down. Well placed aggression right there. Maxter was trying to be quiet, but base still knew where he was, and base in the end has enough lightning gun cells to electrocute the Argentinian. And there you go. Maxter, but now it's the other way around. Maxter basically is in a good position, whereas his opponent has the arsenal, but stands on like world's end. And yeah, oh, what a rail! Base definitely, yeah, made use of all of that pixels he got. And weren't many, but he hit the shot and another one. But Baxter. Maxter actually hits 2 and gets the frag. Totem overstack is deployed. It's all down at the railgun. And I think with that chase, Maxter is just gonna give away the item. And he has no lightning gun ammunition. Well, 3 cells, and he has no stack, which is, I feel like, more important at this point in time for him. But he will get some stack back, and there you go. Doesn't even need the mega. Mega is for people who, I don't know, don't have totems, I think. But yeah, given that he's not having rockets or lightning gun, it will result in base picking up the heavy, but oh, actually no. And oh, the turret kill. Maxter wasn't aware of base not picking up the heavy and drops in front of Timmy, and Timmy says, "Thank you, bye bye." Gets the frag, and now it's just a 1 frag game, and yeah, base could very well mount the comeback just of that frag. Nice lightning gun tickle from Maxter from down below. Keeps his armor low. The railgun. Base is hitting the clutch shots now and makes it really... What? Maxter! He didn't make the jump, but he made the railgun hit. And now despite not losing both major items, Maxter actually has the better stack. Totem overstack is still a thing for him. And Timmy is still there, and look at the damage. Now it's reversed. Maxter losing, with the better stack, losing out on so much because the damage is huge coming out from the Russian player. And all that Maxter has is to deploy a totem and get the heavy, and that's quite a lot. So 5-5, and we have 2.5 minutes. Oh, he's not gonna go up the bounce pad, is he? No. And then, yeah, now he's low ground, and now he needs armor, right? And now base will keep controlling the high ground because the turret is actually in a very good spot for that. But base actually is not having any of that. He is making sure that he guards the teleporter, but he's also making sure that Maxter can't really run around in peace. And yeah, totem remove doesn't really do anything. Maxter still has 3 up, or again, because of the cooldown just popped. And now with base picking up the mega health, they will have equal stacks. Only 1 rocket left, and the railgun hit from base might be the go sign for him. And there we go, the go sign for him. It was indeed. He goes in, charges forward, hits, great lightning gun, and the double back from base will result in him getting the lead. And I think for the first time, maybe he had it at the start. It's not really important at this point in time. He has the lead, 90 seconds is what's left. And Maxter has the rails. He hits beautiful back-to-back rails. But he can't deny the position for base. So base will restack. Oh, and look at Timmy again. Perfect position. Maxter can't stay there and dodge on days in. And he only has the railgun to fight. Maxter is not connecting the shots. He needed to hit 2 more. Base 2 frags up. Base this time lands the opening rail. And the shotgun is the right weapon. And base is aware of it. Oh, nice rockets from down below. And there is still a chance. There is not just theoretically still time. Totem is being used. And there are so many of them that he has enough stack to withstand the onslaught for now. Base, on the other hand, is not really content with fighting. Base just wants to not die at this moment in time. And he will be as hard to get as possible. Rocket jump coming out from Maxter. I think it's a good choice to surprise his opponent. And now 1 shot will deal it. Oh, 15 seconds. Maxter needs to rush over to the right spot. And no, Maxter is at the wrong spot. He rocket jumps up and the starting shotgun will seal his fate. Base takes map number 1. What a game.
You win. You lose. Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Here we go. Maxter needs to make a comeback. Evenly matched champions, evenly matched players. Both delay their major respective item. The orb use good, but the damage output of Maxter is more than Base wants to deal with at this point in time. And given that Base took the initial damage, he's standing there with no armor and basically no stack. And there we go. Nice speed usage of the speed there. Crouch sliding into victory. Well, it's not really a victory at this point, but yeah. Right, and then we go. Whoa, the damage output there. I didn't think he would get away with it, but it must have been just enough. And the Mega is still up, and now Maxter at both timings, and we'll get another frag after this vertical rail. And spawn force. And now it's a 50-50, and Base wins that one after hitting great defensive rails. And those were necessary to even get him into the 50-50, but Maxter is not having any of this. Still smelling blood, it's still wanting to charge forward. Nice use of the orb, and even though it's just 3 HP, the item is denied. And even the health bubble wouldn't have saved him from the rail. Maxter is able to get up close, and the lightning gun or the weapon advantage at this point in time for Base actually didn't matter at all. And what a quick game we've seen. 5 frags for Maxter, 1 for Base in under 2 minutes. Base is in a good position, and now we'll dance in the fire pool. And this is not hurting fire, actually. Which I like, because then you can use the pillar. So, yeah, good pickup for Base. A nice movement there, and a lot of Pika plays today we have seen in this tournament have been really backfiring. And now it's LG against LG, and maxter has that one pinned. And given that he's a Strog, the Stroind will really help him out. This is a very aggressive play, and maxter gets the bill for that quite immediately. No! And Base misses the close-up shotgun and gives maxter 2 extra chances of getting the frag, but both just miss straight up. And that was a little bit of a slapstick fight. Orb out, not even needed. Frag is there for Base, and now it's just a 1 frag game. maxter hits the rail. And now the stacks are even. Orb is being used. Mega is not being taken with it. Maxter just takes a step in and takes a step out fast enough to avoid too much damage from the orb. Back-to-back rails. And it's a 2-frag game. Tries to force the spawn. But Base is patient enough. And now the Pika is the only thing that has left. And Base is aware of his position. Just walks down the stairs. And gets 1 frag back at least. This is so back and forth. And even if one player has like good stack, the other one just hits crazy amount of damage. And everything is mitigated. Now 3 seconds until the heavy is there. Base is this time not going to take it, and maxter. Perfect timing on the 180, perfect distance on the 180, and yeah, just a clean drive-by kill. No shotgun in the hand means the rail would have been the tool he needed to use, and it is the tool he will use. Forces the spawn, but Base is smart enough to not run into the rail angle. And now after like 5 minutes of basically brawling, it seems like both players have an idea of how they could stabilize it a little bit more, and it's not just this constant back and forth, but hold that thought as they just trade rails. Oh, beautiful rocket from Base. Even though that he got hit hard himself, doesn't really matter too much at this point in time, because the major is just there for him to take. You need to take it. Here we go. And now maxter steals the item. The orb can't deny that, but rocket and rail can. And Base now smells blood. He still has a 3 frag deficit to make up. But he's not that much in control or in stack advantage before hitting that rail, of course. That was that he can take any fight he wants. Now it's maxter needing to find a miracle. He's not in a good position, and he will lose out on that light. Even hitting that shot is not gonna help him at all. And maxter is nowhere to be found. Oh, nice play. Base is really not risking it and not making this comeback happen in a brawly I take a fight because I did damage to you on the last encounter matter. He's just playing this very controlled, and he will actually take this heavy. And maxter needs a miracle to steal any damage back, and he gets the direct rocket. But he is railable, so he needs to be careful. Maxter. And again, the miracle rocket almost killed Base there. That was huge damage, and Base is just looking at the rocket and like, are you kidding me? How is that even happening? Maxter has the mega behind him, and I hope he's not overchasing as he just picks it up. Peeker again, and this time it's the rocket in the air that gets rid of the pesky drone. Oh, maxter botches the movement. He tries it again. And yeah, okay, he gets away with it. And then lightning gun. I'm confused how maxter survived that. Oh, this is not a fight Base can take, since he's not having the resources to fall back onto. And Base makes that a trade as he suicides and shoves Max out of the map using the speed the Argentinian had to his disadvantage right there. And now it's nail against LG and rail, and it looks like the nails will prevail, and they do. Maxter 2 frags up again, and it feels like when Maxter is in control, he wants to brawl, and when Base is in control, he wants to like, okay, now I'm gonna do damage here, and he's way more methodical. And nice orb. And that was very calculated, because if he did that a lot earlier, Maxter just runs away and gets the mega. And then again, Maxter. Yeah. Just brawls. Just brawls.
Warning.
1 minute left. And this one is getting really, really close. Max is in control, and this rail is making Base's possibilities for a comeback so hard. And Max is not even, like, all of a sudden, super defensive, giving away armor to his opponent, forcing him to take desperation plays, and look at the rocket. But at least Base went fast. Base calls GG here, and Maxter lives on. And what a freaking game that was. Absolute beasts on combat, both of them. Huge damage output and crazy fights. So 1-1, I will do the prediction as fast as I can, but I need to do other things too, so bear with me a little bit. Okay. Last map is Awoken. You will have another 2 minutes now to predict the outcome of this one. And it's the deciding map. Anarchy on Maxter's side, and Death Knight is the champ that Base has chosen. So, yeah. Predict your lightning bolts, and let's see if this is going to be like Deep Embrace or like Veil. Both of them were so good to watch. I mean, the games just were amazing. So let's see.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
Let's
fight.
go. Maxter is on the Anarchy. Picked up the Mega, picked up LG, H&G, Tribal. And now it's... They both try to find each other, and now they know where they are. Maxter takes the safe way out. Oh, what a rail from Base that was! But Maxter was able to answer it back with a good rocket. And this rail, he can't answer back. He still has inject. And it might be a bait for Base, but Maxter built so much distance that the railgun of Base is actually, yeah, the best weapon you can have in that situation. And he loses out on both major items. And now he faces a Base with like 3 times to 3.5 times his stack. No inject, and being hit once will most likely spell his doom. But Base is very, very careful, as Maxter is able to get a little bit of armor back and make his way out of the upper middle position. He's still lacking the railgun. And Base is making sure that it stays like this. Oh, the pair thing. Are you... Dude, oh, that was brilliant. He just, like... He used the air control to not give an angle and still get the railgun. That was brilliant. And now if he lands one with the inject, he will be able to match the stack. But there is no damage to be found after the pickup, and Base is still in control. Firmly, I might say. But if he keeps sacrificing stack with his rocket jump, this can turn quicker than he wants it to. Especially against an Anarchy who has the inject. Bear in mind, that's 50 HP whenever you press the button. Maxter is so careful. He doesn't really want to overstep it again, and this rocket is not definitely not overstepping, but he needs to hit a shot. Otherwise, Base is gonna run away with it, and Base actually has run away with it. Maxter wisely is not taking the bounce pad. Goes to time vials to get some cooldown and the sound cue. And Base, again, is the one who's getting away with the item and remains in control. But that was the first, like, full-blown on fight, and I think we could have gotten, or should have gotten, a frag here. But in the end, both players managed their movement in the fight well enough to avoid the worst. And now Base could even justify a rocket jump to get the frag, as he forces out the inject as well, and the stack difference couldn't be bigger. Maxter is aware of everything, and Base is aware of everything too, but Maxter is hitting the shots. This one was traded back. Oh, and Maxter with the pixel shot. Yeah, Maxter's making Base's life, despite having every item on, like, since the start basically, very, very hard. And Base cancelled the jump wisely. He would have completely charged into this rocket, and Maxter, after 4 minutes of playing Awoken, gets his fingers on a major item again. Oh, and he pushes him through the teleporter. And I think that's what saved Base there. Otherwise, probably the railgun would have been his demise. And this time the rocket is his demise. Maxter's not gonna use his ability yet. He has 50 armor behind him, and his ability to fall back onto both is not needed for that kill. And back-to-back rails, and this is what I was talking about. As soon as the Anarchy gets the control, Maxter could be flipping the switch. And what took like 4 minutes to develop ended in 3 frags coming out super quickly for Maxter. And if he hit that rail, it would have been 4th in under a minute. After 4 minutes of nothing. Oh, perfect patience, and the timing on the rocket, 97 into 90, that's more than Base can chew. Maxter gets the pickup, hits a direct onto his opponent, and Base is able to fire back. And if Base gets that light, Base's life is a lot happier than it could have been if Maxter is hitting his shots. But Max is hitting his rockets now. Base smelled blood too much, and he felt like he needed to get the frag, at least one, so he could get the major item. But Maxter, with a prediction rocket, flushes it out in the end. 5 frags up. Huge rail from Base, but it's not saving him. This one, though, is, and Maxter, now it was the other way around. He smelled blood and got punished, but not as bad as Base did last time. Both players missed their rail, and I feel like in this game this has been a more uncharacteristic side so far. Anarchy's in a good position, and that rail will shove Base down from T-Con. And even with the inject being used, Maxter won't survive another rail. But Maxter is wiggling his way out of danger, and now he can take another rail. Actually, And Base needs to be careful. Another one of those combinations he ate after coming out of the banana would have been more than enough to kill him. Oh, maxter is playing the defense perfectly this time. Even though he takes damage, he always has a way out, and then he is able to dish out the game, and Base calls GG. maxter, the no major item victory. Holy guacamole. maxter had 2.4k damage. That's 600 more, and the healing, yeah, it's just the HP, and then being able to do the damage in one go. What? I mean, after having 2 insanely close matches, and this one being like Bases in firm control for 4 minutes, and then one thing happens, maxter gets a frag and an item, and just gets 3 more frags, and the game is out of control for Base, because he then feels the pressure of not finding his opponent,